Hello and welcome to my weekly bench update. The main topic this week is going to be the USACC group build, but first I do want to hit on the 4950 custom Ford. Getting that one wrapped up, but the biggest problem is I need to commit to a wheel choice. I am stuck between the chrome reverse and the Studebaker wheels. I asked last week on wheel choices. I put up like a poll up on Facebook group, kind of split there. I'm split myself. I think they're both good options, but neither of them are kind of a standout, either in my opinion or in the comments. So I'm kind of just stuck in the middle there and on the fence. So just looking for that's it kind of a wheel. So I have to do some digging through some more kits and see what else I can find. I did have one outside suggestion. I think it was a really good one, and that is the Pegasus 4-bore wheels. I think they're a good look on any custom, so that's a possibility, but I do not have anything like that on hand, so I'd have to order something in. But again, I'll have to do some digging around. I'd love to hear some more feedback from you guys, kind of tilt the scales one way or the other for me, so I can kind of wrap that one up. And then we just have the exhaust after we get everything together. And then I think we'll be ready for a final sometime next week. So look forward to that one. So now on to the meat and potatoes of this video, and that is the USACC group build project, which I am calling update number 0, and that is because a month and a half, I think I finally decided on a direction. I've got some parts in, so I'm kind of committed. I think a lot of guys are even farther than I am in their entry videos, so we're kind of behind the 8 ball. We're going to get through it. This was Matt's pick, so I guess I'm kind of following his lead in a couple of different ways. We'll hit on those as we go. But again, going to kind of give you a rundown of the whole thought process and everything going along, give you a little story, follow my progressions. First off, this is a kit that I would have never picked up outside of this group build. Not that there's anything wrong with this kit. I think monogram kits are great. They're always high on my recommendations for kind of first kits. New kits, they're a nice medium part count. They go together, they look good on the shelf, but again, for me, they just don't, or this kit doesn't fit. I'm not really into the resto mods. I'm not really big on this era of Ford pickups, certainly not in my top 5 Ford pickups, as well as that 124 scale. There's just kind of a lot of things that wouldn't lead me in this direction, and as you've seen in my entry videos, I have a lot of other versions of this subject already in my stash, so it wouldn't have been something I picked up. Again, not that it's anything bad, just giving you my opinions and kind of giving you an inside look of my thought processes on this project. So again, when this kit was initially announced, my reaction was to go custom. Well, because that's just what I'm into, but again, looking into it, it was kind of feeling forced as far as like the part swapping, and I've already got the AMT kit that's kind of a pre-packaged custom truck. So again, trying to put this one into a custom just was feeling more forced than I was really excited about. So again, I wasn't feeling really ambitious about the custom project where you really kind of need to be to do a custom build. There's a few others that are doing some fantastic customs, so I can live vicariously through them, as well as I urge you guys to go check them out. I do love seeing the custom stuff, even though I am not doing it on this one. Of course, go check out Dan over at Hey Auto. We got John at JB Scale Creations. Tim Customs chopping one up. Model Restorations is chopping his up. I think Chuck over at Chuck's Hobby Spot is kind of doing a little more hot rod, but he's doing a lot of chop and cutting on his. So I can kind of live vicariously through all of those guys, watching them cut up the styrene and follow the custom feel. And so it's kind of back to the idea board, thinking back to the entry videos. I happened to watch James Tester's video where he's box stock, so that's everything, anything, and nothing but what's in the box, and followed that up with Matthew's video where he essentially threw the whole box away and kept just the body for his build. So it really opened my eyes to what I could do with this project. Not that I'm against kit bashing, it's just not something I really do. I generally try to build mostly out of box. All of these kits are mostly new to me, so I want to have that at least first experience with the kit itself before I start kind of crossbreeding everything. But it did kind of open my eyes to my possibilities. I wasn't stuck with, you know, just that suspension, just that engine, things like that. Really kind of opened me up to everything. So I started kind of digging around again, looking for things I could kit bash or part swap with. And looking in my stash, I come across this guy, which I've had for probably a year now. I think I just threw it in with a Facebook auction. I had an opening bid of like 15 bucks on it. and I ended up winning it. I'm not really into NASCAR, but this is one that I would build. I like black, I like Chevys, and I did enjoy the early truck series and watching these guys. But the thing here is that it's 124 scale, so that really opened my eyes up. What can I do with this? I needed some 124th parts. Well, I think it's got a fantastic chassis or racing underbody for me to work with, and that kind of started me towards the whole Pikes Peak and race truck version. So that is the path that we're going down, and that kind of started off with this truck. Again, the 124th just kind of opened my eyes up. I didn't need to do as much part sourcing, I felt like, now that I had a complete racing chassis to go under the body. So again, after finding that kit, it kind of gave me a platform for a race truck, whatever kind of racing that actually turned into, whether it was some sort of like dirt truck or drift truck, or it was the Pikes Peak or Time Attack version. We had a platform, and I could kind of lean into that and scratch off the custom build. So again, I had to start digging around for alternate parts, see what I could get. I really like that Time Attack look, so that was the first thing I was looking for. For those that don't know, Time Attack is very big on their aero packages, huge splitters, huge wings, things of that nature. So those are kind of the signature parts I need to look for. And the wing was kind of the first thing I was looking for, and it ended up on Cults 3D, which I don't have a 3D printer, but I was kind of poking around, looking around, seeing what was out there. And then I stumbled across the full kind of like trans kit to do the actual old Smoky truck, which was the poster child or the stand-in that I had in my entry video for the Pikes Peak truck. So super excited because that's a complete source for the big wing, flares, splitters, ground effects, everything all in one package. But again, it was a file, and I don't have a 3D printer. So I was excited, but I wasn't getting my hopes up. So I had to look around and ask around. And of course, I went back to Justin, who helped me out on the package tray for the 64 Impala. He was very gracious with that, and he said he would be willing to print this up for me. Again, that was Justin over at J-Hard, so it's all due to him that I can actually move forward in this project. And I guess if I fail, it's kind of his fault too for enabling it. Just kidding. I'm very thankful for Justin for kind of putting up with this and doing this for me. Again, it makes it possible. But knowing that I was going to be way behind the 8-ball here with the timeline, finishing up the custom car, that I had him print out a double kit. And again, we had the scaling issue, so we just guessed and went up to 104%, which is kind of that proper scale up to the 124 scale. So we printed off 104%. We got 2 kits just in case I screwed something up. Wasn't going to have time to kind of force him into trying to print something again for me and getting it shipped and all that. I was just like, print 2, so I have it on hand, and we can be ready to go as soon as I screw something up, which I figured there's going to be a lot of modifications, being that they're kind of 2 different trucks, and we're just kind of guessing on the scaling. But enough with the talking, let's take a look. All right, so you guys get to finally see my entry video. There it is, quick mock-up. Like I said, I've got maybe an hour and a half, couple hours into just clipping stuff off of trees and the towers or whatever these 3D parts come on, and doing some initial mock-up. But it looks like we're going to be in good shape to make this happen, obviously with a lot of tweaking, trimming, cleanup, but I think we're going to get it. You can kind of see already how cool it looks, at least in my opinion. You add that roll bar, the big spoiler, it's already going fast. So again, super excited on how this is going to go. But again, this is for a different truck, so we got to do some modifications. It is designed to sit on the kit bed floor. Whether or not we go that way or not, or we run off of the race truck chassis over here, we will see. Again, we'll probably have to build up that chassis, see how it matches up with this Ford, and go from there. Maybe this only ends up in kind of a curbside mode, if you will, in this disguise. But again, we'll see as we go. We got, starting at the back, we got the big spoiler. It's got the big side diffusers to go on there as well. It looks like this kit's fairly well designed if you want to buy one for the 50 truck. Again, we're scaled up and on a different year, so don't take everything in this video for what it is. But it's got, looking at the kind of the rear flares, you can see it's got some interlocking parts for the side splitters, things like that. Really nice interlocking parts. Back here on the flare, it's got a little catch that catches your your kit fender and just kind of hooks on there like it is on this kit. It's kind of set up there. The front end, this part is a little narrow for the kit truck, but I think we can tweak it to get it to work. Maybe cut these fender flares off and go from there, or maybe we can just do some tweaking and tuning up front. So we got this big part. Again, we got another front splitter. Very cool. Another big thing that comes with this is wheels and tires. That was a big question mark I had as far as finding a cool racing tire. Of course, we got the NASCAR slicks we could always run, but now we have a cool kind of high performance treaded tire. I'm not sure about the wheels, but that's what kind of comes in this whole package to do the thing. So I'm very excited about that. We kind of have our wheels. They are a staggered set, kind of a big and small, and is going to kind of create a really cool package. We got some more parts. Comes with a radiator for in the bed on the roll bar, some other fins and vents, a few other parts, but I think we've got a project on our hands. Fingers crossed that we can pull this off. Again, I'm starting way behind the 8-ball and going way outside of my realm of big 3D kits, kit bashing, modern stuff. I'm not really usually into the modern stuff, but we're really just kind of, like I said, following Matt's trend. Like his first year, he jumped into big kit bashing and all of that, and then this year he's kind of throwing most of the kit away, just building around the body. So that's kind of what we're doing here. So what we're going with, last but not least, since we're cranking this project to 11, I figured why not, let's just crank this to 12. And we've got a big V12 single overhead cam engine in there. I've got it just kind of mocked up. See if I can get this tape off without. I've got it together with Mod Podge, but it's kind of a fantasy V12 of the single overhead camera motor. I figured it would be a big old beast of a race engine if you did build one. Again, kind of fantasy, and we're just going for a full kind of wild extreme race truck, so I thought that would be a good pairing for it sitting under the hood. They do have a quad turbo version of that I wanted, but it doesn't come with any plumbing. I wasn't sure if I could route that all in there, so we're going naturally aspirated with fuel injection. The Time Attack cars with naturally aspirated, you can run nitrous, so maybe we sneak in some nitrous too. Just going full wide open extreme race truck on this one, and it should be fun. Way outside of my realm, my ballpark, as far as the modern and stuff, but we're gonna give it a go. We've got a couple months to go, and we'll see you on the other side. With that, that'll wrap up this week's, and we'll see you in the next one.